Hi everyone, happy December. It's almost break. So a few of you brought this issue of ChatGPT to my attention, both from the teacher and all the way up to principal. And I wanted to address it in a video, given its relevance. So where I want to start though is the math classroom. At least 5 to 10 years ago, we were dealing with this sort of issue in the math classroom, where we had intelligent computers, intelligent calculators, AI, that were able to read, analyze, and solve math problems. We approached it a number of ways over the time. We tried blocking them, we tried integrating them, and we changed what we taught. Those are kind of like the three main avenues we took. Blocking it was ineffective. They found another way to do it. They used it on homework, or they used it on a different device. They used a proxy server to get to it so that they could still use it even if we blocked it on many things. Integrating it was effective in some situations where the actual active solution wasn't what was trying to be taught. And that also leads to number three, where we actually changed the way we taught some things. If something is so straightforward that an AI, a calculator, a computer can just solve it, is it a task worth doing by the student? And that's kind of where I want to kick off with ChatGPT and the English classroom, the humanities. Are your writing prompts so surface that this AI can write for them? And if so, are they effective writing prompts you should have been using in your classroom in the first place? So if we go back to our ways that we dealt with it in math, blocking it, it's not going to be effective again because the kids are going to use it on another device at home through a proxy. And every time we block a proxy, they're just going to start a new proxy to the same site. Now, let's go with it in the other way of how about we use it as a tool where when it can help the students and it's okay to use in the classroom, maybe we just use it and have it be their way that they don't have to start with a blank page and get a good jump off point to their writing. Or maybe the teacher can use it to assess whether or not the writing prompts they're putting in front of the students are really effective writing prompts. So let me just show you what it is if you haven't seen it yet. So we're not just talking in the abstracts here. This is ChatGPT. What you see is some basic, commands and prompts you can give it, but the chat bar down at the bottom is where you can type whatever you'd like in. So how about ways to use ChatGPT in the classroom? And it's going to return to you its prompt. Now, the way that it works, think about like your phone autocomplete on steroids with AI. So it's going to start the sentence and then just start continuing to write and give answers based on what you provided it. So you can see it's filling in things like use ChatGPT as a writing prompt, or for language practice, or for brainstorming, for project ideas, for feedback, whatever it is. It can be a tool that you use. Of course, that is the computer talking, and maybe it's serving its own interest there. But let's try something else, like write an essay about the start of World War II. So it'll think for a minute and then it'll start writing. Now, if you, I invite you, please try this site out. Use some of your writing prompts and see the kinds of responses it gives you. I think you'll quickly see this will be easy to identify as ChatGPT's work rather than students. It has it's a computer. It's following, a formula, even though the content is original. It's still kind of following a procedure. You'd be able to really quickly kind of spot this, I think, as a teacher looking for it in your students' writing. So what I hope that what you teach your students and what you have them do is use this, like it mentioned, as a prompt or a way to get started. but you can see the quote unquote essay it just delivered for how did World War II get started. So some of its limitations, which kind of point back to how you can be confident the students really can't use this to cheat, is it doesn't have new information. The library it's drawing from is static. It only has data from 2021, nothing past. It also isn't citing references, making critical text references. It's not doing any kind of annotation. So it's not hitting those kinds of things that we're probably expecting out of our students. It's very surface in the material it's putting into the writing, but it's a way for them to get started from a blank page. So you can see the essay it delivered. It's very short. It's very surface in the material that it grabbed, but it did get started. So it could help students just get started. So I invite you, go to ChatGPT, try out your writing prompts on it, mess around. It is quite fun. You can even do something silly like write a rhyming poem about solving equations. And it will do just that after it thinks for a minute. But like I said, try it out. Give it your classroom writing tasks just to see what it does with them. Get a feel for the kinds of things it does so that you can maybe either use this in the classroom or just know how to recognize it if your students were to try to turn in this material as their own original work. But it's definitely an advancement in AI and in writing. But there you go. There's my rhyming poem for solving equations. It's cute. But anyway, those of you who brought it to my attention, thank you. It did need to be addressed, so that's why I felt like I should do so in a video and talk to you a little bit about it. I don't think it's the end of the high school writing assignment or college essay as some of the news reporting that's out there on it is. I think if you took 5 minutes to play with it, you'd agree with me. But I think it's a good tool, both for our classes, for looking at um, our own tasks. Are we giving students authentic tasks that are worth their time? And also for the students as a tool to help them get started from a blank page. Um, but there you go. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help. All right, guys. Have a great one and enjoy your break if I don't see you.